Hello there, we are live. Says I am not muted. So, starting move number 50. We're on the right, we're going to exchange 3, 5, 9, 11, 15, and 17. Sheds 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 5, 7, 11, and 15. And sheds 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are reversed, and it's the end of an edge transition. Alrighty. We seem to be doing pretty good here. Got a good view on the camera on the right side. Lighting's a bit weird, but one of my lights is on the flaky side. Let's see. See if I can get that a bit better. A little bit more light there. That should work. Alrighty. It's not too bright in my eyes, I don't think. All right. Yeah, we're about 11 minutes late starting. I apologize for that. Just one thing after another. I had to set the fan up in the window too because it was a bit warm up here. I'm thinking that as I'm going to be making a couple of Taka-Dais, I might get one to set up in the garage so that I can braid out there if it's too hot up here to do it, and like alternate back and forth, have more than one braid going at a time. Which is probably going to mean I got to get a couple more monitors and get like an actual proper streaming PC out in the garage. Yay for LLC and taxes and whatnot. All right, so let's get started on this one. And, all right, so 3, 5, 9, 11, 15, and 17. So 1, 2. I've been trying to follow the Karen Reed trial, but listening to some of the prosecution witnesses is just really frustrating, and I have a hard time continuing to listen. 3, 4. I have a strong social anxiety, needing to avoid embarrassment type things, so that and conflict. Which is kind of weird that I'm a constable. I don't have an issue when I'm doing that on the job. 5, 6, 7, 8. But I mean, it's the point that I really don't like sitcoms that much. I tend to prefer other types of TV show. I like comedy, just not sitcoms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 and 17. I've already set up the redirect at the start of the show for Ian's Karen Reed recap stream. So I'm going to try and go for about an hour and a half. And then I'm going to try and do some work in the garage, which I haven't done for several days, even though I've been wanting to. Alrighty. And sheds 1, 2, and 5 through 8 are reversed. And 1 and 2 on the top. And 3 and 4 on the bottom. And 5, 6, 7, 8 on the top. 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. I still haven't gotten a call back from my insurance letting me know that my MRI has been approved, which is kind of annoying. And let's see, 1 and 2 on the bottom, and 3 and 4 on the top, and 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Checksum is good. And left side, we're doing the top moves first because it's the end of an edge transition. Let's see, real quick though. I usually wait to catch Runkle of the Bailey recap. I didn't have anything else to do today, so I was watching Legal Vices coverage. Interesting to say the least. Yep. One of the things I have seen a lot is that they really, really, really don't like introducing prior bad acts. Now, for the defendant, I can definitely understand that. But I know it carries over for a lot of other stuff. The fact they were allowing the one cop's basically abusive badge case, and results of that to be brought up is, I think, hopefully promising for the fairness of this case. All right, and 5, 7, 11, and 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10. And 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And since it's the end of an edge transition, we're going to do the top moves first. All right, so 2 through 6 are reversed. So 1 on the top, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, and 7, 8, and 9 on the top. And then up over this last one here, the bottom one up to the top on the right. Hey, Philip Martin, nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. And 1 on the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, and 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the bottom. Check some is good. One goes down here. And next one drops straight down to the bottom. And we're done with that edge transition. It's always nice that I see a lot of people on in chats and streams that I like to follow that I also see in my chat. It makes me feel that I'm doing good stuff, that I'm attracting the same people as get attracted to stuff I'm interested in. Now, admittedly, that may be self-serving, but hey, I take it nice. Hey, Daily Dysfunction, nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we are on to move 51. This one is a fun one. On the right, we're going to exchange tamas for everything except for 1. And reverse sheds 3, 5, 8, and 9. Left side, we are going to exchange 1, 3, 9, 11, and 15. Sheds 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are reversed. Go. And I think I did bring that up. Philip Martin coming in. Alrighty. Also caught most of Andrea Burkhart's, I don't think it was a stream, I think it was a video on demand today about the Kohlberger stuff. And apparently the FBI doesn't want to release the information they gave to the prosecution, or they showed the prosecution that gave them what they felt was the justification to bring the charges. And which seems a bit odd, but I'm wondering if, like Andrea says, that maybe what they did is not reproducible, which would not surprise me. 1, 2, because it seems like the FBI has been having issues as time goes forward. Not that they had that great of a start, from what I understand. 3, 4. But yeah, they're one of the reasons why it's probably a good idea to never talk to the feds, in addition to never talking to any cops, and just only speaking through your lawyer. So 5, 6. Because when I first heard about Martha Stewart's conviction, it's like, yeah, that doesn't seem right. 7, 8. Yeah, you didn't commit an underlying crime, but you lied to us, so therefore we get to sentence you to federal prison. I'm not actually counting at this point because I know it's every other one that I'm exchanging top and bottom. Just making sure that the Tamas are unrolled enough. So my wife and I, not this weekend, but next weekend, are going to Western PA for a business meeting for the event we help or that we work on. And on the way back, we are going to stop in a small Pennsylvania town where we've got a hotel room rented and just spend the afternoon, evening together and relaxing, not worrying about anything, and just enjoying a day off. We've been doing this for several years as part of our return trip, and it's been working out pretty well. So I'm looking forward to that. And the following Friday, I will be going to the Little Big concert in Philadelphia at a bowling alley. Gotta love it. Alrighty. Oh, and we've been floating around 1,525 subs as of the last few days, which is kind of nice. All right. And sheds 3, 5, 8, and 9 reverse. So 1, 2 on the bottom, and 3 on the top. 4 on the bottom. 5 on the top. And 6 and 7 on the bottom. 8 and 9 on the top. Check something's good. So I did get a positive response to the Lego poll. So I've been trying to think about what Lego kit I should do next. I'm thinking I should probably do one of the smaller kits. I've been noticing some like off-brand Lego-like things where they've got like miniaturized things where it's also Japanese things, Japanese themed scenes that might be interesting to try. See how frustrating I can get if it's not that high of a quality, which I've seen some of the reviews say that on some of them. All right, so 1 and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top, 5 on the bottom, and 6 and 7 on the top, 8 and 9 on the bottom. Checksum looks good. And left side, 1, 3, 9, 11, and 15. One, two. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier because I tend to forget things. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I still haven't heard back about scheduling my MRI or whether or not my insurance has even approved it. And it's been about almost 2.5 weeks now, and that's getting kind of frustrating. 9, 10. So I'm going to try to call up the orthopedist tomorrow and see what's going on. Because my wrist still doesn't seem to be improving a lot. 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'd like to, be able to start physical therapy or figure some treatment plan because it's getting frustrating. I'd like to start physical therapy in general just because crouching down and standing back up is getting very difficult for me. And I'm kind of afraid on how I exercise, but I need to build up my strength again. I've been trying to go up and down stairs more to build it up that way because I figure that's a relatively safe way of doing it. I haven't been on the elliptical, and I think it's kind of my ADD brain executive dysfunction type thing, which is also extremely frustrating. All right, so sheds 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 reverse. So 1 and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4, 5 and 6 on the top, and 7, 8, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good, and one of those wasn't hanging free. But I'm hoping I should get results from my ADD testing in another couple of weeks. And hopefully we can come up with some sort of treatment plan so I can deal with the frustrations of that. That's a 1 and 2 on the bottom, and 3 on the top, and 4, 5, and 6 on the bottom, and 7, 8, and 9 on the top. Some is good. But that one needs a bit of unroll. There we go. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more active in the members section of the community tab. Maybe include some pictures of Lego kits or Lego-like kits that I might try and do. And I've got some pictures that I took of the last build that I need to post there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I apologize for that. All right. And on to 52. On the right, we're going to exchange 1, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, and 17, everything but 3 and 19. Sheds 1, 4, and 5 are reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 3, 7, and 9, and sheds 1, 2, and 6 are reversed. And we're pretty much out of the Maker's Mark area and rushing our way to the reset point. All right, let me catch up with chat. Looks like it's been pretty easy. I'm pretty busy. All right, let me go. Ooh, yeah, there's been quite a bit of chat. I apologize. All right, let's see. Hey, Melly, welcome. Some more greetings back and forth. It's nice to know my chat's pretty friendly with itself. That did not come out right. Philip Martin, I saw that video. If I followed her correctly, federal agents can choose to give the prosecutor info to give the prosecutor convict you, but they can't be forced to give exculpatory evidence to the defense. However, as also the counterpart to that, if I understood her right, if they don't do that, the court can say, well, if you don't give that information to the defense to be able to examine and potentially counter it, you can't use it. And if they can't use it, they potentially won't have the probable cause to bring the case in the first place, and it may get dismissed. Let me rephrase it. I wouldn't say my fingers are crossed, but if something like that happens, I think that's an appropriate sanction. I have no idea if Kohlberger is the killer in this case or not. All I know is that everything I've been hearing about the evidence as time goes on is extremely sus. All right, and 2K before you know it, I am hoping. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try and be a lot more active. I want to get this braid done in like the next month or so. And I want to get the braid done for the Runkle's Second Life charity fund drive. And that one shouldn't take that long. And then I can get in on Kurt's. Hey, Cookie Mon Steve, nice to see you. It's been a while. Just popping in for a short bit. Good to see the usual suspects here. Sorry I've been missing, but life has been busy. I know what that is like. I hope all is well with everyone. As for me, well, I managed to possibly break a bone in my wrist, and I'm hoping that I can get an MRI so we can get treatment done and I can get back to my usual self. Then says, we'll get there. Hey, Equality, nice to see you on. Welcome. More greetings back and forth. Still catching up with chat. Day was pretty good. Got some programming done, got some production done, did a lot of deburring. And I know it's kind of weird, but it fits my need to do something with my hands. But I find deburring at my job very satisfying. On the braid, the only thing I would worry about is the blue and purple being too similar. If you look at the last stream, the purple and blue are not all that close, and I'm going to bring up the picture of the braid, the way the color is going to go, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm thinking on it. Thinking the same. Question would be if they go next to each other, so you might see a difference or separated. What's the case about? We've been talking about Karen Reed, which is the case in Massachusetts. We've also been talking about the Kohlberger case, where The defense has been saying, hey, we need this discovery. And the prosecution says, the FBI is not giving it to us. And we're going to have to go according to the rules of that, where the state courts cannot enforce discovery. And what that might mean, potentially, if they don't provide the discovery to the defense, the prosecution might get sanctioned to where they cannot use that evidence. Let's see. Catch up here. Counterpoint to your counterpoint. Info from the FBI can be used for probable cause for warrants to be thrown out later once they have everything to convict from the warrant searches. Yes, that is not a good thing. And never would have probably go further without playing the hide the evidence game. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I agree with you there. All right. Grab the book here. Show you kind of what I was thinking with the color scheme. Okay, so this is the 4-color here. So I was thinking that where it's got this light blue and dark blue, I was thinking I could do the blue and purple, and then I would do this for the yellow, the kind of center rib, and then the dividing section being white. I think it'd be a nice, decent contrast, and use the blue and purple together to kind of, actually it's fairly close to what I've got here. But I was thinking that way I wouldn't have to worry about the blue and purple being too close to each other spectrum-wise. But that was my thought on that. Before I get started back up again, let me finish catching up here. I've been following Karen Reed. It's wild, almost like the prosecution defense positions are flipped. Yeah, in the prosecution's case, the defense is making inroads. And from what I understand out of the case, I'm hoping when it's the defense side, they keep it going rather than flip it and let the prosecution take the lead. But as Ian says, I'm waiting for the prosecution to come up with their evidence that will convince us. Haven't really been following Kohlberger lately. Sounds interesting. Probably a lot of it is because they've been somewhat gagged, so there's not as much coverage of it. Andrea Burkhart, not Sandra Burkhart. Andrea Burkhart is close to where it's happening, so she's able to actually show up at hearings, and she's pretty good. I mean, from what I've been able to tell, she is a really, very with it, active practicing, and knows her stuff type lawyer, so it's always a joy to listen to her cover topics, and it'd be nice if she gets a little more active streaming and whatnot, but I like it when I see her on as a guest, and I like it when she does her own shows. So, all right, so 52, right side, 1 and 5 through 17. Wait a minute, did I finish it? Yes. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and all right, so I think what I'll do is when I get a chance in the next day or two, I will find some Japanese themed Lego or Lego-like kits and probably put them up for a poll to see which one you folks would like to see me put together, and I'll try and do a Lego stream in the next month or so. That's 5, 6. 7, 8. And 9, 10. 11, 12. 13, 14. 15, 16. And 17. All right, that looks right. Oh, I forgot to mention, I got a draft copy of my operating agreement for my LLC yesterday. I haven't had a chance to read through it, but I really should do that tonight so I can give the lawyer the okay to file it. All right, so 1, 4, and 5 are reversed. So 1 on the top, and bottom is 2 and 3, and top is 4 and 5. Bottom is 6, 7, 8, 9. Checksum is good. A little unroll here. I also should order another green screen stand so I can back the camera out far enough so you can see both sides for how the hand motions go. All right, so 1 on the bottom, and 2 and 3 on the top, and 4 and 5 on the bottom, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. Checksum is good. You know, figuring out how to doing a checksum on my braid counting has made me much faster on doing this. Makes it a lot easier. All right, left side is 3, 7, and 9. So 1, 2. Oh, found a new Facebook Kumihimo group that got started recently, like about 8 weeks ago. 3, 4, 5, 6. And somebody there had a baby Taka-Dai, and they were posting some of their work, and it was looking really nice, so I gave them some encouraging words. And apparently they had not heard of me before, so I gave them the info, so they might wind up watching the stream, if not live, later on. 7, 8, and 9. That looks right. But I do see some of the same faces in there, or avatar icons. But it looks like there's some new people there, so that'll be fun. I am going to wait a while, make sure the group develops its own internal flavor, and try not to overpower it, because I know there are a few people who really don't like the fact that I post regular posts of when I'm going to be streaming, but I have cleared it with the mods ahead of time, and I'm one of the people that, at least as far as online stuff is, it's really rude to beg for forgiveness when it's so easy to ask for permission. And there is a vital rule when dealing with moderators, and when you're not one. Doesn't matter if the moderator is wrong; they have the power to whether or not you still participate in the community. So ticking them off in the first place is not useful if you want to stay there. If you don't want to stay there, that's fine, but just be aware that it's not an equal discussion. All right, sheds 1, 2, and 6. I also really haven't been kicked out of any online communities, so I do have that going for me. So 1 and 2 on the top, and 3, 4, 5 on the bottom, 6 on the top, and 7, 8, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. There we go. And 1 and 2 on the bottom, and 3 and 4 and 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom, and 7, 8, and 9 on the top. Checksum is good. Just about ready to catch up with chat. I appreciate that you folks don't mind that I catch up in between move sets on here. All right, and we are ready for move 53, which will be on the right. We're going to exchange 3, 7, 9, 13, and 19. We're starting an edge transition. Shed 2 is reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 15. Sheds 3 and 7 are reversed. All right, back to there. We catch up. I love Andrea so much. I love her and Runkle together. They're such a joy to watch. Yep. A Lego stream would be interesting. I think you'd need a smaller project than you had before, though, unless you plan on breaking it down as small streams, take your time putting it together. Yeah, I was thinking starting like doing like 300 to 500 piece sets. I think I could do those in a couple of hours, depending on how complex they are. Because some of those moves go a lot faster than others, and I'll try and get an idea of what is the estimated time and try and keep it like, maybe 3 hours tops. And when I see a blue spanner, I behave. Yep. D. Robertson, hello all. Lost the internet, so now I'm back. Okay, I'm not sure I've seen you on before, but welcome. It's good to have you here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Remember to tickle that like button, folks. Yep. If you guys can hit the like, and if you are not subscribed already, if you could subscribe, that really helps the channel and helps YouTube know that I'm actually worth watching, hopefully. Welcome back. Okay, so I guess you were on before. I apologize. I have a really sucky mind for names, and I have to work at remembering it. So I do my best, and hopefully I don't do too poorly. Let me do a quick check and see how many we've got over watching on Rumble. Looks like I got one other person there, so we're still definitely in double digits of people watching. That's pretty good. All right. I've noticed that as I've been a little more reliable in streaming, it's been getting a few more people in on streams, which is nice. All right. Been here before. I just like to watch. Very relaxing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the fact that you come in and watch. It gives me the motivation to keep up with this. All right. And 3, 7, 9, 13, and 19. So 1, 2. And there's 3, though that one's going to need a bit of unroll. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Mrs. Torin made chicken parmesan for dinner tonight. I do have to say that is one of the dishes she makes that I enjoy quite a bit. It's very, very tasty the way she does it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And you can tell when I get to doing edge transitions, the front end here, leading edge here turns blue. All right, and just shed 2 is reversed. So 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But yeah, I'm doing the donation braid for Ian in silk. So 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And since we're doing an edge transition, we pull from the bottom again instead of the top. And left-hand side, we're going to exchange 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 15. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 11, 12. 13, 14, and 15. And sheds 3 and 7 are reversed. So 1 and 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, 8 and 9 on the bottom. Check something. It's good. Oh, since I mentioned deburring at work earlier, it's kind of interesting to see how fast cutting plastic can actually dull steel. All right, so 1 and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4, 5, 6 on the top, 7 on the bottom, and 8 and 9 on the top. Checksum is good. A little more unroll here and here. And we are ready for the next move. On to 54. On the right, we are going to exchange 3, 5, and 13. And at the end of the edge transition, we're reversing sheds 5 and 6. Left side, we're going to exchange 1 and 5, and sheds 3, 7, and 8 are reversed. Sorry about the yawn. I've also been very, very tired lately, which has been kind of frustrating too. Hey, MLS, nice to see you on. This is a perfect stream to watch while I'm working in my shop soldering wires. I can understand that. It's been a while since I've done soldering. I should probably work on that some more. Sounds delicious. I'm assuming that is the chicken parmesan that my wife makes, and I will have to agree that it is delicious. So, all right. So 3, 5, and 13. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. This one a bit more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And motorcycles with loud pipes is going by, and they should be out of hearing range now. I do have to say that I did enjoy watching some of the 1950s AI version of Simpsons, Family Guy, and South Park. Disturbing, but quite amusing too. All right, so since this is the end of an edge transition, we do the top moves first, and 5 and 6 are reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, 5 and 6 on the bottom, and 7, 8, and 9 on the top, and up over this last blue one here, and pull the bottom one here to the top on the left, and okay, it slipped out of my fingers, but it was only the correct one that was lifted up. All right, now we do the bottom move. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and 5 and 6 on the top, and 7, 8, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum looks good there. So top one here passes to the bottom on the left. Next top one goes straight down to the bottom rail on the right. And we are done with that edge transition. Left side, 1 and 5. I'm going to try and get to at least move 60 before I end the stream tonight. And I'm on track for doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And sheds 3, 7, and 8 are reversed. So 1 and 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 4, 5, 6, 6 on the bottom, and 7 and 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum looks good. Whoops. Snagged one that I wasn't supposed to. At least it feels like it wasn't supposed to. Let's see, where was that one supposed to hang? All right, so it looks like I may have passed the. Nope, that's the right one. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so that one is supposed to go down. So this one is. I'm not sure exactly where that was supposed to go, but it looks like I passed partway through rather than completely over or under one. So let's try this again. All right, so first move, 3, 7, and 8. So 1 and 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 4, 5. Oh, I see what happened here. One of these is not hanging exactly right. And had some extra threads hanging up there. All right, let's try this again. 1, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, 7 and 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Check some is good. All right, that's open the way it's supposed to. There we go. Now that can pass through. Now we do a symmetrical top and bottom split. And 1 and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4, 5, 6 on the top, 7 and 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Check some is good. And pass that one on through over to here. And it's time for a comma slide. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Rails slid up. I don't know if that's too far. Let me undo that just one notch. All right, that looks decent. And we are ready for the next move. On to 55. On the right, we are going to exchange 1, 11, 15, and 17. Sheds 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8 are reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 1, 13, 15, and 17. Sheds 1, 7, and 8 are reversed. All right, let me catch up with chat real quick. Hey, Laura. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I want to get an eggplant parmesan sandwich. Okay. Strangely enough, I have never been able to eat eggplant that I liked. But then again, I don't tend to like squashes and zucchinis in general, unless they're prepared in a fairly specialized way for like zucchini and some of the like summer squashes and stuff like that. I usually need them like grilled and fairly firm, but also the taste and some of the textures. And the taste of eggplant, in addition to everything else, is kind of what makes it to where I just can't stand it. But that's a personal preference, and I have no issue with anybody who likes it. That was one of the weirdest things after I married Mrs. Torin, is that she was fairly self-conscious when she would eat something that I didn't like. And it's like, what's the problem? You're not making me eat it. Why would I have a problem with you eating it? And apparently, her jerk of an ex would get upset when she would eat foods that he did not like. And this is one of the reasons why, even though it hasn't been 2 hours into the stream, I have said to my wife on more than one occasion, we have already established that your ex is an asshole. So, sorry, little vent there. And I get very mad on behalf of my wife that she had to go through that, to where that made her uncomfortable eating the food she likes if I don't like them. And I have done everything I can to let her know I have absolutely no problem with it. And if she likes it, I think she should eat it. All right, so 1, 11, 15, and 17. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, 16, and 17. And sheds 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8. So 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 4 and 5 on the bottom, and 6, 7, and 8 on the top, 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. And 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4 and 5 on the top, and 6, 7, 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Checksum is good. There we go. And left side, we're exchanging 1, 13, 15, and 17. So there's 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And as you can see, this little point here is going to start splitting out into 2 different lines. All right, and sheds 1, 7, and 8 reversed. So 1 on the top, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, and 7 and 8 on the top, 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. I can definitely tell as time goes along, I'm getting better at doing these shed openings and getting them right the first time. So 1 on the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the top, and 7 and 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Checksum is good. Yep. And I probably need to start setting aside the money to do another Tama production run if I'm getting Taka-Dais made. So I'm hoping that'll work out pretty good. Especially, I'm hoping to have an online store soon. All right, on to 56. On the right, we're going to exchange 1, 3, 5, 15, 17, and 19. Sheds 1, 3, 6, and 9 are reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 13 and 19. Sheds 1, 4, 7, and 9 are reversed. Catch up on chat real quick here. Yes, that is indeed weird. I'm guessing that's a control thing. Probably, and he was also an asshole. He's very rude, and also very rude in my opinion. I will agree with you there. I've described it as his personality is like a very weak acid or lemon juice that just keeps dripping on a scratch over and over again, day after day, year after year. First, little bit, it's like, it's not that bad, but as time goes on, it gets to where you're about ready to start like screaming. And I can't stand mushroom, but I'll cook them for hubby. To each their own, for sure. Yep. I like mushrooms, and I understand some people can't stand them. So the chicken parmesan talk made me think of an eggplant parmesan sandwich. I'm not being entirely random, just mostly random. Hey, it made perfect sense to me. Let's see. Same. I hate mushrooms. Texture is awful to me. I didn't like mushrooms until I was about like 18. And then suddenly it's like, wow, these are wonderful to me. Which is one of the reasons why I'm willing to try things that I hated as a kid. Some things I still hate. Some things I don't. I put Parmesan on popcorn. That sounds delicious. I was thinking about making some tonight. Speaking of which, I also like places that do like Parmesan fries with truffle oil. I know it's like pretentious and bougie, but it's very tasty. Only when it's fresh. Once it's been refrigerated or something like that, it's not quite as good. Philip Martin, I often have to explain why I started talking about something that seems random too. So I feel you. I've actually had to go through and explain. I started here. This brought this up. I jumped here, jumped here, jumped here, jumped here, jumped here, jumped here, jumped here. And now this is why I'm over here. It's perfectly logical. And some people just don't make those connections. Hey, Wendy H., nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. Glad to know you and Mrs. Torn found each other and her ex is out of her life. Yes. Her mother has said that I am so good for her that she can't get divorced again. If she tries to, she's going to staple me to her. I love mushrooms. Yep, I'm in that camp as well. People get weirded out when I tell them I don't like cake. Again, I don't see the problem with people liking or disliking things. And I don't feel the need to say, oh, you got to try this. Mushrooms taste like dirt to me. Hey, Wendy, and greetings. So looks like we got a pretty decent group on tonight. I appreciate that. Quick check over on Rumble. We got about 2 other people over there. That's doing pretty good. All right. Time to keep up with this. All right, so 1, 3, 5, 15, 17, and 19. Oh, so I don't forget, they're doing a this Saturday night. They're doing another Lego stream where they're interviewing. It's Wendy, right? Okay. Sorry, like I said, I am lousy with names. I forget names of cousins all the time, and it's really bad when you forget the names of coworkers you've worked with for like 20 years. Another reason I'm hoping that they come up with a way that I can harness my neurospicy superpowers. At least I hope that's what it is. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I just thought of another story about Mrs. Torren that I think would be fun to share, but I got to clear it with her first. So maybe next time. 15, 16. 17, 18, and 19. And sheds 1, 3, 6, and 9 in reverse. So 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3 on the top, and 4 and 5 on the bottom, 6 on the top, and 7 and 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Checksum is good. There we go. And 1 on the bottom, and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4 and 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom, and 7 and 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. There we go. We're starting to get to the end of the threads on the Tama, which means we're probably past the halfway point on this braid. All right, left side, 13 and 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I am going to try and do a longer stream this weekend. I don't have any evictions this Friday. I also have not missed any work this week, so I probably won't get overtime available on Friday. So I should have a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday clear. And if I can avoid having a migraine, hopefully I can have a relatively long stream. I also want to have at least one shop stream if I can. I want to actually be productive. All right, so sheds 1, 4, 7, and 9 in reverse. So 1 on the top, and 2 and 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top, and 5 and 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom, 9 on the top. Check sum is good. There we go. And 1 on the bottom, and 2 and 3 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and 5 and 6 on the top, 7 on the bottom, and 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Check sum is good. Wondering if I messed up the last half of that move, or the first half of that side, but I think I'm okay. Colors look right. All right, and we are ready for the next move. On to 57. On the right, we're going to exchange 5, 15, and 17. Sheds 2 and 3 are reversed. Left side, we're going to exchange 7, 15, and 17. Sheds 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9 are reversed. Catch up on chat real quick here. Like button. I can't let my cereals soak in milk too long. I hate the texture when they're soaked. Yeah, there's different cereals I like with different textures. Some I like really firm, some I like mushy. Grape nuts, I like it when it's on the softer side, but stuff like Life cereal, I like it when it's extra crunchy. Not that I eat a lot of cereal anymore these days. Grape nuts do not get that soggy, but you kind of have to really love crunchy cereal. Yep. To be honest, I used to get offended when my husband didn't like some Japanese food, sushi, etc., for its texture. Very scared of uncooked stuff. I like dry cereal. I will also eat dry cereal out of the box occasionally. Equality, same. Sometimes I don't even put milk in. All right, and I think we're caught up there. All right. And we have just hit an hour into it, and we're on move 57. So I might have to try and shoot for 65, because I don't want to end the stream before Runkle starts his up, so the forwarding will work properly. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, 16, and 17. I think I did say that for 2,000 subs, I will do another 12-hour stream. After that, I'll probably push it off to 5,000 for the next marathon stream after that. All right, sheds 2 and 3 are reversed, so 1 on the bottom, and 2 and 3 on the top, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Something is good. And 1 on the top, and 2 and 3 on the bottom, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Also, when I'm going to do the charity auction braid, I might try and have a few more guests on, because with that type of braid, I don't really have to do the counting as much. It's more of a muscle memory pattern. So I should be able to have better conversations there. So I'm going to try that, see if I can improve that skill set a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Another thing I'm going to try and do this weekend is get ceiling fan replaced in our living room and possibly our kitchen. My wife's sister and brother-in-law, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, for Christmas gift, like 8, 9 years ago, gave us ceiling fans, and they were going to install it too, but they never got around to it. And given the way the weather's looking to be this summer, I figure it's time to get those replaced. So the one in our living room does work. It's just that it somehow has gotten so unbalanced that anything other than the lowest setting, it goes thunk, 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 and probably terrify the cats. All right, so sheds 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9 reverse. So 1 on the bottom, and 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 4 and 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom, and 9 on the top. Check some is good. And since the blue has reached the leading edge on there, we are going to, whoops, I'm doing the first half of this. Am I doing the first half? Let's see. Yeah, I'm doing the first half, so I need to pull the bottom one up here. There we go. What confused me is the fact that I had the 9 on the top instead of the bottom because it was a reversed one. All right, so 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9 again. So I'm doing it from the top first. So 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3 on the top, and 4 and 5 on the bottom, 6 on the top, 7 on the bottom, 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Check something's good. Now the top one can pass on through. There we go. And we are ready for the next move. That one was actually fairly quick. Alrighty, on to 58. On the right, we are going to exchange 9, 13, 15, and 19. Sheds 2, 3, and 7 are reversed. Started the edge transition left side. We're going to exchange 3, 9, 11, and 19. Start an edge transition. Sheds 2, 4, 5, and 7 are reversed. There we go. And we catch up here. Dry cornflakes are yummy snacks. I also make a Cheerio necklace for my kids when they were babies. Yep, that was a fun thing when we were a kid. My youngest has texture and taste issues. If there's too many flavors in a food, she can't tolerate it. But on the other hand, she can smell things too well. She doesn't like the smell of flowers. I can understand that. There are some very strong flowers, and normally my sense of smell is not that great, but I can see if you have a sensitive smell, that could be an issue. Equality, cool idea. Have you checked the bolts on your fan? Hubby says maybe that's the problem. Could be, but it's also the fan itself is probably about 30 years old. And I also would like to take a look at the wiring. But yeah, I'll take a look at that. And if there's an obvious issue with a bolt being loose, I can fix that fairly easily. But since we have the newer ones anyway, I think it might be nice for an upgrade. We also, the one in the kitchen has a burnt out fixture. So replacing that one would be pretty good. Could be, but we don't see anything that's obviously unbalanced, but we haven't tried swapping around the blades. But like I said, since we were gifted the replacement fans, I figure installing them would probably be a good idea. Alrighty, let's see, 9, 13, 15, and 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And sheds 2, 3, and 7 in reverse. So 1 on the bottom, and 2 and 3 on the top, and 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, and 8 and 9 on the bottom. Checks on these. Good. And 1 on top, and 2 and 3 on the bottom, and 4, 5, 6 on the top, 7 on the bottom, and 8 and 9 on the top. Check some. That's good. Still pull from the bottom because we're starting an edge transition. Goes to the top on the left. And left side is 3, 9, 11, and 19. So 1, 2. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9, 10. $11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And sheds 2, 4, 5, and 7 in reverse. So 1 on the bottom, and 2 on the top, and 3 on the bottom, and 4 and 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, and 8 and 9 on the bottom. Checks on these. Good. And 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top, 4 and 5 on the bottom, and 6 on the top, 7 on the bottom, and 8 and 9 on the top. Check some of these. Good. Since it's an edge transition, pull from the bottom again, but move that up to the top on the right. And sorry, 2. Nope, okay, I did finish that one. Yep, we're ready for the next move. On to, excuse me, 59. On the right, we are going to exchange 3, 9, 13, and sheds 1, 2, 4, and 7 are reversed. And top moves first because it's an end of an edge transition. Left side, we're going to exchange 3, 9, 15, and 17. Sheds 2, 5, and 8 are reversed, and top moves first because the end of an edge transition. Alrighty. Catch up on chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, great toy for teething baby. Old age creeps for sure. And what kind of string would you use for that Chera's necklace? My grandson is just over 8 months old. I used to use yarn, not long though. That makes sense. When I was that age, I don't remember, but they may have used dental floss, but we were like, I don't remember if it was when we were kids, but when we were older, it was like, 5 or 6. I think that's what I remember. Also, there was a candy when I was about that age. It was kind of like Sweet Tart type or Smarties, as in the US, not the Australian version, candies where they were like little donut shapes about so big across with a hole in the center, and they had kind of like an elasticy string, and you would have it as a necklace as a kid, and you'd like chew them off the string for your candy there. That way you wouldn't actually drop it, and it was fun, but I don't think I've seen them for like 30 years or more. All right, so we're going to exchange 3, 9, and 13 on the right. 1, 2. Speaking of candies from when we were a kid, my dad absolutely loved his candies, circus peanuts. And he wouldn't always share with us, but most of the time he would. Personally, they're not all that appetizing to me, but it's got a lot of nostalgia attached to it for me. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Another one that he liked a lot when we were growing up was Necco wafers. They're basically like I wouldn't say crystallized, but like sugar that's been a little finer than granulated, like kind of powdered, then like pressed into discs. So it's like hard, but if you chew it, it crumbles into like dust, almost like a pixie stick type flavor or sensation in the mouth. 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And there were like 2 varieties. There was like a chocolate and something else style Necco wafer pack that was. I didn't really like their chocolate sugar flavor. That wasn't that great. Their other thing was more of like kind of like mint and something, a couple other flavors. There might have been like a cherry in there. I really don't remember, but they were kind of muted flavors. The only problem is that they had a purple one and then kind of like a darker blackish purple one. And the darker one was licorice, and I can't stand licorice, as in the anisette, anise flavoring, and so that was always a horror when I, as a kid, when I did that. But otherwise, we liked it, and so all right. So sheds 1, 2, 4, and 7. We do the top moves first. So 1 and 2 on the bottom, and top is 3. Bottom is 4. Top is 5 and 6. Bottom 7. Top 8 and 9. And under and over this last blue one. And bottom one goes up to the top on the left. And then the bottom moves, so top 1 and 2 on the top, and 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Okay, yeah, 4 on the top, and 5 and 6 on the bottom, 7 on the top, and 8 and 9 on the bottom. Checksum is good. And top one passes through to the bottom on the left. And next one on the top drops straight down to the bottom. And left side, we're exchanging 3, 9, 15, and 17. So 1, 2. Another thing I want to do this week or next is go ahead and pick up the storage containers so I can properly store all of my different color cones of silk. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know what I have and what I don't have, and I don't lose things. And I can keep it stored so if the cat comes up here that does want to chew on things, they have less opportunity. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, 16, and 17. And sheds 2, 5, and 8 are reversed. Top moves first, so 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3 and 4 on the top, 5 on the bottom, and 6 and 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom, and 9 on the top, and yep, up over this blue one here on the top, and pull up this yellow one from the bottom to the top on the right. Yeah, I think this will be my last move just because I need my wrists not overworked too much. Lost my brace for a day or two, then found out I'd set it by the streaming setup, and I hadn't actually been over here for a little bit, so at least I'll have it for tomorrow. All right, so bottom moves then, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and 3 and 4 on the bottom, 5 on the top, and 6 and 7 on the bottom, 8 on the top, and 9 on the bottom. Checksum looks good. Top one passes through to the bottom on the right. Next top one, same side, drops to the bottom at the front. There we go. And on the stream, we've gone from about here down to here. So that's a decent amount of production, I think. Let me catch up with chat, see if there's anything that I haven't responded to. And we are almost time for Ian's, so that actually worked out pretty well. All right, let's see. I used ribbon. That makes perfect sense to me, too. I'll have to tell my daughter about that. Oh, let's see. I hope I'll be able to stay awake for Runkle since I couldn't watch the trial today. He's also good for replay in the morning, but I do like to be able to occasionally chat on that. Yarn is easy to break if needed. Yep. True. Black licorice is my grandpa's favorite candy. To this day, I can't stand this stuff. Yep, I understand that. And I'm not a big fan of black licorice either. I watched that trial on and off at work. Runkle's recaps are great. I hope you can stay awake too. And let's see. Remember to hit that like button on your way out if you forgot on the way in. Thank you very much, Gwen. That's very kind of you. For a bit of a another Cheerios tidbit, which is not for anything eating related, and I don't remember any of this from when I was a kid. And as far as I know, my parents never did it for me. But according to Mrs. Torin, on her side of the family, when the boys in their family are learning to be fully potty trained and getting them to use it on their own, one of the things they did to try and get them to properly train is they toss in like a couple of Cheerios into the toilet bowl and have the boys aim for it. And it makes it a fun enough of a game that it helps get them transitioned over to fully potty trained a lot easier. And Cheerios are probably one of the safer things to do as long as they don't go diving for them afterwards, because they will dissolve in the sewer system without being a problem. I'm still awake, so it's a good start. And I sometimes listen after the stream just before bed, again, relaxing. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you being on here. Target practice for my boy. Okay, I'm sure it's a fairly widespread practice. It's just didn't ever come up in my family that I'm aware of. But I'm going to do a quick check over here. Let's see how the poll did. We have 93% for yes and 7% for no out of 15 votes. So I think that's one no. I will think on it for a little bit, but I'm probably going to go with that. I might wind up with a different, if they have a different purple that contrasts with the blue better, I might go for that. But I'll have to see if I do get the purple I'm thinking of. If Kurt wants his to have purple in it for his braid, then I'll have that on hand for that. Let me go ahead and end this poll. All right. And let's see if there's anything going on over on Rumble. I haven't seen any Rumble chats come through, but they will come through in StreamYard now. So, alrighty. So tentatively, I'm still going to try and do a Thursday stream, which is kind of what I go for my normal schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll probably do a little bit earlier like I did today, start about 7 or so, and then run into probably a Karen Reed recap. Let's see. And Gwen is a great mod. I mod at Natalie's channel, and I'm pretty much useless. Funny thing, I've never actually been anybody's mod. Gwen, thank you very much. Yep, you've been a great mod here, even though apparently one of the people who follows Nick, Shut Up I Can Cook, who is apparently a chef or some type of relatively skilled food worker in, I think I'm not going to say where. That may have been a local thing that I don't want to share if it's not meant to be shared. Doesn't like it when YouTubers have female mods, but hey, I'm happy with the crew I have here, so it's good to have you here. All right. Good night, all. D. Robertson. All right, so it's 8:32. Let me do a quick check, see if Ian's stream is live. All right, he does appear to be live, so I'm going to go ahead and send you folks over there. It's good to have you here, much appreciated, and we will see you again on Thursday. So, as always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.